Vegan, cause world peace we all need.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The rare earth elements, or REE, are 17 silvery white, soft, heavy metals that play a major role in making essential components for smartphones, computers, and many other electronic devices. However, the mining of REE can cause problems for the environment and for human health due to the large amounts of toxic and radioactive materials that result from the co-extraction of the radioactive metals thorium and uranium. Industrial mining, damaging effects on the planet and our health. Part 3 of 3. Continue watching to find out more.
Salute, Earth-caring viewers, means hello in the Corsican language. I am Julie. The people of Corsica pray that the world vegan will come now. Welcome to the final part of our series, Industrial Mining, Damaging Effects on the Planet and Our Health. Mining is essential to the production of goods, services, and infrastructure around the globe, with copper and iron ore being among the most valuable metals for industrial use. Iron is used to manufacture steel and plays an important role in civil engineering projects. Copper is one of the world's most important metals due to its ability to conduct both heat and electricity, and is used in various types of electrical equipment such as wiring and motors. However, both copper and iron mining has the potential to discharge highly toxic waste and dust into the environment. Copper mining is largely done in open pits and generates large quantities of waste known as tailings. The production of copper requires many tons of ore to be excavated, crushed, concentrated by froth flotation, and then extracted through methods that may involve the use of hazardous chemicals. Copper mine tailings, which consist of finely ground residue or dust generated from mining operations, are typically the largest single source of discharge from the mines. This is one example of the waste generated by copper mining, which totals 99 tons per 1 ton of copper extracted. Exposure to such pollution from mines is extremely damaging to the health of communities living near mine dumps. In 2019, a team of scientists did a heavy metal analysis of soil and plant samples around the Murgol copper mine in eastern Turkey. The team studied the presence of trace elements such as copper, zinc, and cadmium in soils and plants. The results showed high concentrations of toxicity for most of the trace metal ions. The scientists stressed that assessing and monitoring levels of heavy metals in the environment is imperative. In 2020, research showed that the release of toxic materials in Arizona had soared due to waste from both copper mines and the smelting of copper. The waste included compounds of copper, lead, and arsenic. Excessive exposure to such mine tailings can provoke or aggravate symptoms of asthma, bronchitis, and other respiratory conditions. Besides being common in copper mines, dust generation and dispersion have also been a major concern in iron mining operations, with detrimental effects on air quality, water quality, and biological species. In 2016, a study was done on the potential ecological and human health risks of heavy metals in surface soils associated with iron ore mining. The area studied included 7 locations around active and abandoned iron ore mining sites in Pahang, Malaysia. The results showed the presence of trace metals such as cadmium, arsenic, lead and copper, which have the potential to cause ecological risks. Overall, the findings revealed that some metals and metalloids were still present at comparable concentrations even long after mining activities had stopped. More recently, in October 2020, the residents of Newman, a town in the Pilbara region of Western Australia, reported that large clouds of red dust coming from mining operations can regularly be seen in the air. This is due to the release of dust from an iron ore facility that exceeds the legal limit set for mining operations. According to Australia's Director of Occupational and Environmental Health and Safety, Sue Reid, long-term exposure to high levels of dust pollution can put an extra load on the body, particularly the respiratory system. Director Reid says it is found that some people who live in high pollution areas are more likely to have cardiac-type symptoms and issues with their lungs. Copper and iron aren't the only mining industries that are hazardous to humans and the environment. Gold mining is also extremely harmful, as seen in countries like Ghana in Africa, where 60% of Ghana's freshwater bodies are now polluted, mostly all due to illegal gold mining activities. Ghana is the leading producer of gold in Africa, and about 35% of it is extracted by small-scale miners, most of them operating illegally. Miners use water extracted from the rivers to mine for gold, but because mercury is added in the process, the water is poisoned before it makes its way back into the rivers. It is predicted that Ghana will need to start importing its fresh water by 2030 if the illegal mining isn't stopped. Now let's pause for a moment to pray for the safety and well-being of those in the mining industry and for the overall welfare of communities living near mining sites. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Vegan? Because there's no excuse to be inhumane. Thanks for staying with us. Let's now have a look at some interesting Earth elements. The rare earth elements, or REE, are 17 silvery white soft heavy metals that play a major role in making essential components for smartphones, computers, and many other electronic devices. However, the mining of REE can cause problems for the environment and for human health due to the large amounts of toxic and radioactive materials that result from the co-extraction of the radioactive metals thorium and uranium. On this issue, Dr. Melanie Müller, a raw materials expert at SWP, says mining raw materials is always problematic both with regard to human rights and ecology. Their production process is pretty toxic. Magnets made of certain rare earth elements are the strongest magnets available today. The demand for and applications of REE are expected to increase along with the rising use of hybrid cars, smartphones, and other high-tech products. According to Dr. Nicholas Leadbeater, whose research focuses on developing green technologies, as the world's hunger for these elements increases, the waste is going to increase. The more mines there are, the more trouble there's going to be. In July 2019, an article published by the Yale School of the Environment at Yale University, USA, described how the removal of REE from the Earth's crust using a mix of water and chemicals caused extensive water and soil pollution at a former mining site in Longnam County, Jiangxi Province, China. At one site, large uncovered wastewater ponds exposed to trace elements were spotted. Satellite images show dozens of similar pools dotting the mountains. Long-term exposure to traces of pollutants such as cadmium and lead released during the mining process will pose health risks. Dr. Gunther Hilpert, head of the Asia Research Division of SWP, further explains that extracting just 1 ton of rare earth elements produces 2,000 tons of toxic waste, and the process has devastated large regions of China. Dr. Shang Huang, a postdoctoral fellow at the University of Waterloo in Canada, says the end impact could be on the central nervous system, cancers like bone cancer, skin cancer, and cardiovascular and respiratory issues. Ma Jun, a leading Chinese environmentalist and director of China's Institute for Public and Environmental Affairs, said in a phone interview, "To us as an environmental group, we hope that the environmental damage can stop and that these external pollution costs could be internalized in the cost of products." He also expressed fear that if proper cleanup actions are not taken in other parts of the world where mining of REE occurs, those areas could suffer a similar fate. For a positive move in the right direction came when the Group of Seven, or G7, consisting of the USA, Canada, the UK, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan, recently signed an agreement to stop funding new coal mining and to move away from existing coal plants in an effort to tackle climate change. The G7 also pledged to spend $100 billion a year until 2025 to help poorer countries mitigate the effects of climate change. Our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai reminds us not to harm the environment and not to use up our precious Earth's natural resources.
Every country should help each other to develop more sustainable energy for our shared planet, as well as to protect the health of the people and the animals. We just cannot burn away or use up all our precious natural resources, and in the process harm our environment. We must adopt sustainable, green, frugal lifestyles, which will support all life on the planet.
Thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai, for reminding us to care for our precious planet Earth. May we all soon adopt the vegan diet and create more sustainable technologies for the future. Caring viewers, thank you for being with us today for industrial mining damaging effects on the planet and our health. Coming up next is Transformative Education for a Sustainable Future, Vegan Schools of the World, Part 2 of 2, right after Noteworthy News. Through the grace of God, may you and your loved ones forever be blessed and spiritually uplifted. Vegan, cause we must save our home, the planet.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/PE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/PE.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/PE.
Acara kami menyediakan banyak bahasa. Silakan lihat suprememastertv.com/schedule dan suprememastertv.com/PE.